It hit me today that I'm traveling 3,000 miles to go to a zoo. And
Greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. Tiki here.
And AdvBlueDude.
And you're traveling 3,000 miles to go to a zoo, aren't you? Aren't you, Adventure
Damn
Blue?
right.
So, Adventure Blue Dude, this is like surreal. This is the last podcast we're doing together before you all are going to get to see me and Adventure Blue Dude live at Disneyland when I record my inevitable fuck ton of Disneyland videos from my smartphone. It's going to be a blast, Adventure Blue Dude. I am going to go batshit crazy. You are not going to be able to escape being on camera for the So We Want to Be an Imagineer YouTube channel.
Hooray!
So Monday it is, Adventure Blue Dude. Monday it is when we
3
get
days
together. This week has been, I don't know about you, but this week has been the longest goddamn week of my life.
It's been surprisingly long.
It's felt so fucking long.
Yeah.
But fuck you, because you get to go do fun shit right now. Remind the audience.
Well,
remind the audience.
3 hours. Sorry?
No, but when do you actually leave? When do you actually leave?
At 5:15. Is my technically I'm leaving in an hour and a half.
Yes, that's what I'm getting at.
Airport.
That's what I'm getting at.
And then my flight is at 5:15.
God.
And then I go to the San Diego Zoo. And then I go to Nuts.
So obviously I'm like over the moon excited about this. It feels like it's not real, but we'll see. We'll see. But Adventure Blue Dude, we have projects that we need to grade. We have projects. So
yes, we do.
I actually we don't really have a ton of time with this. We actually have probably only about 20 minutes with me. But let's just kind of talk about, instead of going over them, let's just kind of compare and contrast.
Can we talk about Museum of the Weird first?
Sure.
Very quickly. This is very rare for me, but I think this is, like, out of all the projects I've ever graded, I think this is my first perfect score.
No.
Yeah.
Just 50 out of 50?
50 out of 50.
I love
for Salacious Crumbs Giggle Gas Express.
Yeah. Salacious Crumbs, screw the Haunted Mansion, screw Pirates of the Caribbean.
That is the one note I have, is perfect
Okay.
score. There are no scores, just it's Salacious Crumbs Giggle Gas Express and perfect score.
I mean, if you really wanted me to break it down and score it, like, for realism and all that, it's like
10 out of 10.
Okay. So we had a Star Wars Bounty Hunt from Team Mystic, and then we had what was the team?
We have Star Wars Bounty Hunter and Star Wars Galactic Bounty Hunter.
Okay, so obviously you guys keyed into the Bounty Hunter theme. I believe Hightower decided to make Supreme Leader Snoke the main villain of their ride,
Yes.
where Mystic went in a more classic direction and went with Boba Fett. This is going to be a debate, Adventure Blue Dude. This is going to be a debate. Now, one thing is... What?
A brief disclaimer before we get into the debate.
Okay.
Team Hightower scores no bonus points for IG-88 because I can't be bought. But I just want to put that out there.
Okay, I think each team has a very, very major weakness.
Yes.
For Team Mystic, the weakness is the teamwork. This isn't a Team Mystic project. This is a Basket Buddy project.
Yes.
I mean, it's just pure and simple. Like, Basket Buddy did a bulk, like 90% of the work. He did all the concept art. He led the thing. I mean, there's a difference between having someone who's the main team leader, and don't get me wrong, I love seeing Basket Buddy be so enthusiastic about this project. But at the same time, I feel like he kind of shot himself in the foot a little bit because it really was Basket Buddy's project. And it kind of came down to, like, it was his idea. And so that's, in terms of group work, I have to be fair and I have to kind of grade it harshly on that end.
Yeah, they got
Yeah,
no, I was just gonna say they got a big.
No spoilers. No spoilers. No spoilers.
No, I wasn't gonna.
But
score. I was just gonna say they got a big thing with me because, like, it was Basket Buddy. like the team was there, but it just felt like Basket Buddy
The
was
team
like
was there,
this.
yeah, but Basket Buddy was like this dominating presence over everything.
No, so that's what I'm saying.
Whereas Team Hightower, they had like over 40 pages of brainstorming, which is fucking crazy. Yes. Like that must be some sort of a record. I think basically any group PM that spaces on is going to set a record amount of pages. That's all I can say. But Space, you know, he was definitely, as a Star Wars fan, kind of one of the guys leading the charge. But it was really everyone on Team Hightower that was doing stuff. So that was the big difference there. However, with Team Hightower, I think the big thing that Team Mystic did well that Hightower didn't do well is the realism factor. I think Team Hightower went way too above and beyond with their concepts. The jetpack thing, I mean, I appreciate it from a perspective of wanting to push the boundaries of a theme park experience. However, I have a ton of problems with it when you look at it from a capacity point of view, when you look at it from a safety point of view, and also just the whole idea of like, I appreciate the scale of it. I appreciate the scope of it. But from a realism perspective, just having like the start-stop queue system of, you know, like get on the roller coaster and then get on the simulator, it'd be very, very incredibly cumbersome to do in real life. Like incredibly cumbersome. Yep. So that's where we're at, AdvBlueDude. What do you think? Just kind of this overall like teamwork versus realism? Because I think that's what it's going to come down to.
Like, I thought that Hightowers was a better fit for the land. But at the same time, it was way overblown, and I don't even necessarily mean that in a bad way. It was just a little bit too big, and by a little bit, I mean a lot too big. Whereas, like the other team, Team Mystic, they were much more focused, but at the same time, I didn't really feel like there was substance. Like the queue didn't really fit. Like I liked like the Coruscant type vibe, but like it doesn't fit with the land. Like. We don't know enough about the land, but from what we've seen from what I've seen of the land, at least, I don't think it would be the type of planet to have a seedy underbelly that's very like.
But you have to keep in mind that is just kind of the parameter of the attraction, though. The attraction basically calls for a seedy underbelly type area.
Yeah, which is why it doesn't fit in the area.
But you're saying the project as a whole wouldn't fit in the area, then? Just the prompt.
Well,
itself.
No, the queue doesn't fit. Like, if they change the queue to something more fitting, fine. But, like...
I didn't have a problem with the queue. I actually thought the queue was really well done, so...
It was nice. It just didn't fit.
Okay.
And I also kind of felt like the ride was like, let's watch Boba Fett do stuff. And that was kind of it. like, here's Boba Fett fighting a Rancor. Here's Boba Fett doing stuff. Here we go. Like, that was kind of the ride.
Having said that, okay, I agree with you that it's just, but I feel like that's really kind of what a Star Wars villain attraction would be, is like, here's Boba Fett fighting the Rancor. It's really very much in line with what I expect Disney to do with a Boba Fett attraction. And it feels very much in the same style as something like Expedition Everest, where you have like, you know, kind of like these smaller show scenes and then the big show scene right at the very end.
Yeah, but Expedition Everest is an overarching story. I mean, this ride did as well, but it really felt like it was just like, here's Boba Fett doing stuff. Like, it wasn't really like
fantastic concept from Basket Buddies.
Oh, like, absolutely.
Basket Buddy keeps on topping himself. This concept art is amazing. I don't know, man. I like at the end of the day, I think Team Hightowers is probably like 1 point higher on my score than Team Mystic, but I think it's a lot closer than you're giving it credit for.
Okay.
Like I said, I think there's a lot of positive stuff I can take away from the Boba Fett attraction. Mostly, I think the realism is intact because this is kind of like what I think of when I think of a Boba Fett ride. It's, you know, it's like you said, it's Boba Fett doing shit, yeah, but
it doesn't feel connected though, which is my problem.
I guess so.
It was more vignette-y, where I feel as though it could have very easily been like overarching and more story-driven.
But then I feel like Team Hightower almost kind of had an opposite issue where they tried to overarch so much into one thing.
Oh, I agree.
that it basically turned into like a land within the confines of a singular attraction.
I agree, but I feel as though as like a whole experience, it worked better.
Because to me, I don't know. To me, the realism element to me just kind of sucked me out of it a little bit. To me, I was just kind of like, I'm basically reading Star Wars fan fiction at this point.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I told you before that I gave them a little bit higher of a realism score than you did, because, like, even though it does have that realism problems, they took a ton of time out of the project to kind of explain and justify, which I appreciated. It might not have completely worked, but I feel as though it helped a bit.
I appreciate it, but at the same time, I feel like it kind of makes the project itself and the presentation of the project drag a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it does.
Because at the end of the day, I just want to read about like a singular experience, and I feel like there's just way too much happening with this project.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not going to say I didn't like it. I think certainly there's a lot of creativity on display, and certainly, in terms of like, it's just one of those things that I just cannot wrap my mind around actually happening in a park. Just this idea of like a huge, like large scale super e-ticket experience with multiple different rides and multiple different queues and stuff like that. It's like I can't like, it's much more feasible for me to wrap my mind around a somewhat incoherent Boba Fett dark ride that ends with a big finale with a Rancor. Like, that feels so much more realistic and so much more like what Disney would actually do for me.
That's a lot more straightforward.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. I think Team Hightower took the risk, and I think the risk probably did pay off. But having said that, I think I do very much appreciate Basket Buddy. And like I said, this is pretty much a Basket Buddy product, but I do appreciate what Basket Buddy brought to this project. I don't want him to be disappointed at all with the result. I just kind of like let it be a lesson. This is something that Basket Buddy's kind of always struggled with, is he's usually either the guy in the background giving the concept art, or he's the guy at the forefront who's just kind of like almost borderline overbearing in terms of like, what parts of the project he wants to do, and kind of taking like kind of like the team leader position and everything like that. So it's an ongoing struggle with him in the social department with this game. I certainly think everyone on his team liked and respected him, certainly. I just kind of think, especially in the makeup of his team, and it is unfortunate that Monorail Red was, I believe she said she was moving. She was busy doing something this week, so she
was moving.
Yeah, okay, so she couldn't really. And it's unfortunate because I feel like with Monorail Red out of the equation, it was basically Basket Buddy and then people like Sandy Claus and people like D Squared, who are kind of, D Squared's been around for a while, but he's still relatively new to the Imagineering competition, at least compared to like a veteran like Basket Buddy, who's obviously Basket Buddy's like, Mount Rushmore, so we want to be an Imagineer players. So, okay, but in the end, let us go over our scores. So Team Hightower, what do you give them for creativity?
For Team Hightower, creativity got an 8.5 out of 10.
8.5. Okay, I gave him an 8. For realism?
7.5.
Ooh. No. Just no.
Yeah, I know.
I gave him a 4 out of 10. I'm sorry. Presentation?
Presentation, 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
Oh, that's another thing we should mention, that the presentation was great.
Oh, absolutely.
For Team Hightower.
I think the presentation was great for both projects in different ways.
It was, but I thought Hightower was a little bit more mainly because of the videos.
I can see that. I can see the videos. Yeah, that makes sense.
Because I know England put a ton of work into
both. Right. Okay, well, I went with 9 for presentation. Group work, I actually decided to go ahead and give my first 10 out of 10 of the season.
Oh, I gave them a 9.
9? Okay, fair enough. I just, like, everyone did something. But detail, I gave him an 8 out of 10.
Detail, I gave a 9.
9? Okay, cool. So that leaves with a total of 39 out of 50 on your end, or on my end, and then what on your end?
I have a 43 out of 50.
So that would be 62 out of 100 altogether. Okay, now let's get on to Team Mystic. Creativity, I give him an 8 out of 10.
Mystic, 7.5 out of 10.
Okay. Realism 8 out of 10.
Realism 6 out of 10.
Ooh, why 6 out of 10?
I mean, just because of like the Q stuff that I talked about earlier.
Yeah, but whatever. I don't want to get into a debate, but I don't see how this is less realistic than Team Hightower's
The
project.
Q really bothered me, and a few other things.
I guess
Like,
so.
yeah.
Okay. Presentation, I gave a 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. Wait,
Cool.
what? Presentation?
Yeah.
Sorry. There's a lot of things happening. 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10? Okay.
Yes.
Group work, I gave a 3 out of 10.
Group work, I gave a 4 out of 10.
Mostly because there were it was Michael, it was Sandy Claus, and it was mostly Basket Buddy. So that's 3 active people. There you go. 3 out of 10.
Yep.
Detail, I gave a solid 7 out of 10.
Detail, I also gave a 7 out of 10.
Cool. So I have 38 out of 10, 38 out of 50.
32.5 out of 50.
32 points. All right. I think it's safe to say that Team Hightower is the winner. Oh, wait.
What?
Oh, my God. Wait. Hold on. 9 plus 3 is 12. Hold on here. 39. I'm sorry, folks. I'm bad at basic math. Okay. 39 plus 43.
Yes.
9 plus 3 is 12. Carry the 1. That's 62, right? 62 out of 100. Is that what you got?
Sure.
Thanks.
Do you want me to put it in a calculator?
Sure. Please. 39 plus 43.
Okay. 82.
82. What the hell am I getting? Oh, because I have a 7, and then I need to add another 1. Okay. Wow. I'm dumb. I'm really dumb.
It's okay.
82.
82 out of 100.
Okay, and then so it's 82 out of 100 to 70.5 out of 100.
Yes.
Which means Team Hightower wins. However, Adventure Blue Dude, I think this calls for a double elimination just because of the fact that we have Disney Forever, and Disney Forever has just not participated at all. Like, in this game's been going on almost a month, and they've not come on at all, like not even once. So I think it's only fair at this point to officially eliminate Disney Forever. I don't necessarily think anyone's going to have a problem with that. On to the elimination from Team Mystic. Monorail Red and Poe Dameron were nominated for elimination. And this is a call that ultimately had to come down to the judges because I got 1 vote for Monorail Red and 1 vote for Poe. So it's tough. And what I needed to do was kind of just evaluate why the people were inactive. And Monorail Red was moving. Poe Dameron, he wasn't necessarily inactive, but he didn't really do a ton besides just agree with other people. So with that in mind, I have to kind of give the edge to Red. I kind of have to hope that she's going to come back and kick some ass like she did in Project 2 and officially send Poe Dameron to the Museum of the Weird with ManEatingWreath.
Yeah.
Okay. So Poe Dameron is in the Museum of the Weird. Disney Forever, I'm not going to bother with the Museum of the Weird for them because they're not going to show up. So they've been eliminated. I believe this is 14th place at this point, either 14th or 13th place that we're down to.
I can check.
Can you? Very quickly?
Yeah.
That'd be wonderful.
You're welcome. Anything to help. Yeah, it's 14th place.
14th place, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and so with Walt's Vault, our Michael got Walt's Vault from Space Mountain, but our Michael failed to tell me what he wanted to do with it, so thank you, our Michael. I can't do that on the live show now. Thank you. I appreciate that. But get back to me, and then I'll tell you guys what the Walt Vault event is going to be if our Michael decides to open it. Anyways, so the project prompt. Steven Universe and Gravity Falls. One team is going to be designing Steven Universe. One team is going to be designing Gravity Falls. Guess which team is going to be designing Steven Universe?
Which one?
The one that doesn't have D squared on it. That's which one. So D squared, congratulations. You get your wish. For this project, teams must create an e-ticket attraction out of a highly popular cartoon for either Universal or Disney. And for Team Mystic, they must do a Gravity Falls e-ticket for a Disney park. For Team Hightower, they must do a Steven Universe attraction for a Universal park. You can basically, like, you can place it wherever you want, any park throughout the globe. You can, use whatever footprint you want as long as it's realistic, as long as it's feasible. But go nuts with it. Team Hightower doing Steven Universe. Team Mystic doing Gravity Falls. I cannot stress on this enough. Do research. Do research. Do research. Do research. 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 Research.
What do they have to do?
I repeat, if you don't know about Gravity Falls, if you don't know about Steven Universe, don't throw your hands up and say, I can't participate in this project. That's not an excuse. Just go on to Wikipedia, read some character bios, go on and, type in, go on and see a top 10 list of, the favorite Steven Universe episodes or anything like that. There's plenty of resources. Both these worlds, I can absolutely guarantee you there is plenty of stuff that you can do in the realm of a theme park environment. If you are not familiar with the source material, it is your job to do the research on it.
If I can make a Lost ride without ever seeing the episode of Lost, you can do anything.
Well, that's just you being lucky. I mean, I don't expect everyone to be that lucky, but
It wasn't luck, it was skill.
I guess so. I
purposely waited 2 hours before it was due.
It was legit skill right there. Yeah. So, okay, so folks, I will type up the challenge prompt for that and get it onto the main boards and get the teams all set up and everything ASAP. We're getting pretty close to the merge, so just kind of teasing you there. Projects are due next Sunday, so not this Sunday, but next Sunday. And what would that date be, Adventure Blue Dude?
23rd?
Next Sunday, the 23rd. Thank you.
Don't quote me on that, but it's something like that.
It's the 24th. It's the 24th.
Damn!
Next Sunday, the 24th at 11:59 p.m. Projects are due. And like I said, that is kind of the longest that we've had a due date for. That's over a week, guys. So no excuse about I haven't seen Steven Universe, I haven't seen Gravity Falls. Do research. You have plenty of time to do research.
It's totally for research and not because we're at Disneyland.
Totally. And speaking of which, guys, I absolutely cannot wait for my trip, and I cannot wait for this channel to live vicariously through my trip using my fucking smartphone that I'm just going to be recording on all goddamn day. So subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want that. I'm going to be at the park starting Monday. I'll probably, Evan, I'm definitely going to film just, me arriving at the Charles Schultz Airport and being like, look, it's Snoopy. Do you see Snoopy? I mean, I'm just going to have a ball. It's going to be amazing. And the next time I see you, sir, it will be not over a webcam, but in person, which is going to be ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's going to be fucking ridiculous.
6 years in the making.
Okay, folks, so like I said, I will get the challenge prompt up to you as soon as I sign off on this, and I will start up the team threads and everything. Thank you all for a great season so far, and signing off.